Even the most prestigious universities are supported generously. For instance, Harvard Medical School is sponsored by a dozen of the major drug companies. Big Pharma has also invaded the National Institutes of Health, where all the governmental research grants and funding are administered. A large number of senior scientists supplement their already high income by accepting large consulting fees and stock options from drug companies that have dealings with their institutions. The practicing doctors have lucrative financial arrangements with Big Pharma as well. For instance, in the US they are paid more than $10,000 for each patient they enroll in a drug trial, and after the sixth patient they can expect a further $30,000. How is all that possible and is it legal? It is legal because the drug industry's long arm reaches into legislation. The pharmaceutical industry has by far the largest lobby in Washington. In 2002 the number was 675 lobbyists, more than one for each member of Congress. They also know how to exert an influence because 26 of these lobbyists were former Congress members and 342 had been otherwise connected with government officials. Big Pharma's influence reaches higher up, however. For example, the former Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld was Chief Executive Officer, President, and the Chairman of Searle, a major drug firm, now owned by Pfizer. Mitchell E. Daniels Jr., former White House Budget Director, was Senior Vice President of Eli Lilly, and the first President Bush was on the Eli Lilly Board of Directors before becoming President. As Marsha Angel commented, the connections are so close that annual meetings of PHRMA look like Washington power conclaves. What is PHRMA, you may ask? Most U.S. drug companies are organized in the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America, or PHRMA according to its homepage. This organization claims to be the country's leading pharmaceutical research and biotechnology companies, which are devoted to inventing medicines that allow patients to live longer, healthier, and more productive lives. PHRMA companies are leading the way in the search for new cures. If you exchange the word patients with doctors and scientists, drug company employees and stockholders, you are probably somewhat closer to the truth. The guideline authors. Guidelines for preventing the great killer cardiovascular disease are supposed to be written by impartial scientists. At least we expect that if any of their authors have financial connections to a drug company, the reader should be informed. When the guidelines from the National Cholesterol Education Program were published in the medical journal Circulation in 2004, no financial disclosures were given. After a letter from Meryl Gosner of the Center for Science in the Public Interest who questioned the scientific basis and objectivity of the guidelines, the financial disclosures were published on the web, but not in the journal, where the guidelines had been published. Here they are. Dr. Grundy has received honoraria from Merck, Pfizer, Sankyo, Bayer, Merck/Schering-Plough, Coase, Abbott, Bristol Myers Squibb, and AstraZeneca. He has received research grants from Merck, Abbott, and GlaxoSmithKline. Dr.